In Avatar Fire and Ash, Jake Sully is no longer just a leader or a warrior. He is a father who lost his firstborn son, and that loss changes everything. Jake and Neytiri are both drowning in grief after Neteyam's death, but they grieve in completely different ways. Neytiri feels her pain openly, emotionally, spiritually. Jake doesn't, because Jake is still a Marine at heart. Instead of truly processing his grief, he turns back to what he knows best: preparation for war. He dives into the ocean floor to recover old human weapons, repairs them, modifies arrows into explosive ones, and slowly begins to lose his faith in Eywa. Because in Jake's mind, one question is still echoing: where was Eywa when my son was dying? And the weight on his shoulders doesn't stop here. Spider is still with them, the son of their greatest enemy, Quaritch. Jake actually likes Spider, he cares about him, but Neytiri doesn't see a child when she looks at him. She sees everything Quaritch took from her: her home, her people, her father, sister, and her son. And she wants Spider gone. The other children don't. To them, Spider is family, a brother, or a close friend, and Jake is torn right down the middle. Eventually trying to respect Neytiri's pain, Jake makes a decision. Spider will be sent back to the Ometikaya, escorted by the newly introduced Tlalim clan, the air traders who have just arrived among the Metkaina. The kids are furious, so Jake compromises. They will go all together with him. But this journey home is not successful. Their flight is interrupted by another new clan, the Fire People, Mangwan, led by their psycho leader Varang, and they are totally evil. Before we go further, I need to talk about Jake and Loak. Jake is still incredibly hard on Loak, maybe harder than ever. At one point, he even tells him that Neteyam's death is his fault, and fans were not happy about that. But honestly, I understand Jake. Loak has never listened to orders. He constantly puts others in danger, and this time, that recklessness had permanent consequences. And even after Neteyam's death, Loak still doesn't fully learn. We see it again when the Mangwan attack and Loak is supposed to protect his sisters, and once again, he does his own thing and put this responsibility to Spider, who is protecting them instead of him. So yes, I do get Jake's anger. I know I will probably get a lot of hate for this, but this is what I think. Because if someone, even your own blood, is still putting you and your members of the family in danger and others, well, and he don't listen. Like, it wasn't just one fault, it was like thousands of them, and he still don't listen, so I understand Jake's anger. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? After the Mangwan attack, the family is separated. Jake and Neytiri are forced away from their children, and Jake immediately tries to get back to them. But before he reaches them, Quaritch captures him. Which honestly I still don't fully understand, considering these two spend their lives trying to kill each other. But instead of executing Jake, Quaritch takes him prisoner. As Quaritch, Lyle, and bound Jake move through the forest, they encounter the Mangwan, who are actively threatening Jake's children and Spider. And this is where things get complicated. When Spider is endangered, something in Quaritch breaks. He eventually frees Jake, not out of kindness but because Spider is involved. Jake attacks the Mangwan, and for a brief moment Jake and Quaritch fight side by side. They escape together and hide in the forest, exhausted, wounded, and forced into a temporary truce. But Quaritch makes one thing very clear: this isn't over. They are just too tired to kill each other right now. Later in the film, the Sullys once again cross paths with Quaritch, but this time he doesn't come alone. He comes with the Mangwan, their leader Varang, who is also now his partner, and of course the RDA. They attack the Metkaina village, burning parts of it to the ground. Jake realizes this situation is hopeless, so he does what a leader does: he surrenders. He tells Neytiri not to attack. She fights it, but she listens. and Jake is taken. Quaritch also takes Spider, who is now even more important because he ran out of breath while escaping the Manquan because his mask didn't work anymore and they didn't have any other with them. And so Kiri saved him with the force of Awa into Na'vi human hybrid, who can breathe normally on Pandora even as a human. I talked about this in previous video about Kiri, so you can check it out if you want to know more. But this happened after the first attack of Manquan on air traders with Sullys. So after this happened, and then the Manquan catch them again, and yeah, this is it. Anyway, Jake is imprisoned at Hell's Gate, locked inside a transparent cage in the middle of the base, awaiting execution. Quaritch visits him personally, and Jake tries one last time to make him understand that Pandora isn't just a battlefield, that it's deeper, alive, and sacred. But Quaritch still doesn't listen, and Jake's execution is scheduled for the next morning. It is Neytiri who stops it. She dressed up like a Manquan warrior, and thanks to that and chain of events we will talk about in another video, she infiltrates the base and detonates part of the RDA facility using Jake's explosive arrows. Chaos erupts and the rescue begins. An unexpected ally helps Jake escape. Ian Garvin, the marine biologist we met in the previous film during the token hunts. He has finally had enough. Ian steals a bulldozer, smashes Jake's cage open and covers his escape. Then Spider joins them. He escaped on his own, and all together they save Jake. Jake, Neytiri and Spider flee and land deep in the forest on Jake's command. And this is where we reach one of the most powerful and heartbreaking scenes in Avatar Fire and Ash. Jake finally faces the truth. Spider is a risk. People can scan him and find a way how to breathe normally on Pandora, which is the biggest threat to all Na'vi. And Jake decides to honor Neytiri's wish. He takes Spider into the forest to kill him. Spider kneels, he doesn't fight. It is because he trusts Jake and he loves him. Jake presses a knife to Spider's throat and says he will let Awa guide his hand. And for a moment, it looks like he does it. But he doesn't. Jake drops the knife. At the same time, Neytiri, who is washing the red war paint from her face, watching it mix with water like blood, realizes how wrong everything has become, and she runs to Spider and Jake to stop this. Seeing Spider alive, she breaks down, and for the first time ever, she tells him, "I see you." She accepts him. After this, Jake understands how serious the situation truly is, and he makes a choice he never wanted to make again. He returns to being Toruk Makto. Jake reunites with his Toruk and flies back to the clans. They kneel before him, and he refuses it. Because Jake never wanted power, he wanted peace, and the clans unite for one final battle. In the final fight, Jake is once again a fierce warrior. Even with an arrow piercing straight through his leg, he fights like a man who has nothing left to lose. And he and Loak finally fights as team. Jake faces Quaritch again, but this time Spider stands in between them. Spider changes the outcome of the fight, and because of him, Jake survives. At the very end, when Quaritch is wounded, surrounded, and about to be finished for good, Jake stops it. He let Quaritch escape. Jake still believes that Quaritch can change and see Pandora like he sees it. What do you think about his decisions in Avatar Fire and Ash? Let me know in the comments. And for now, this will be all of today's video about Jake. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And I will be looking forward to see you next time. So, bye!